We've discussed the renting in the past, and we touched on this a little bit the last show, and I just shake my head at the disbelief of what some of these renters tell us, and I don't say that in a negative way either, because a lot of times you just really haven't been presented the right numbers, or you haven't been presented the numbers in a way to where it makes sense to you, because there's major media outlets that talk about how renting is a better opportunity than home ownership, which just blows my mind, because they're saying it in a way of just looking at the cash flow. And if you're going to look at just your cash flow difference, absolutely. You don't have any major down payment with renting an apartment or a house. You got to put up maybe first month's rent and then a security deposit. And that's going to be cheaper than 3 to 5% down in a house. And some house mortgages we can get you with zero down. So it might even be cheaper to buy a house with a zero down payment than it is to rent a place.
Everybody that owns a home, not every single person, but most of them, when they go to resell it, they have money invested in it. They don't lose money.
Right.
Typically.
Even if they sold it for what they paid for it, they live there basically.
Then you live
free.
there free,
Yeah.
essentially, maybe maintenance or whatever, but you didn't just take money and throw it out the window.
Well, first and foremost, I think you have to work with an agent. I know Andrew's sitting here, so we can pick on her a little bit about it, but work with an agent who understands the market and understands how to price a house. So if you are a buyer and you're going to look at it, you're going to pay what the house calls for, not just throw a number out there just trying to get it.
Right.
So that's first and foremost I think people have to do, because if you buy the house like you should and not go crazy and throw some crazy number out there, you're going to have a fairly secure investment over the life of your ownership of this house.
What are you investing in when you're renting?
Yeah, somebody else's house payment.
Right. Somebody else's mortgage. You push the cash flow aside and you look at that appreciation, and what's that gain that you're going to get when you want to sell that house in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And some people think, well, why am I going to buy a house if I'm going to sell it in 2 years? Well, what's the appreciation here in the heart of Nashville?
I mean, we've been running double digits. I don't think
10.
that's a maybe not a fair number, but some areas still. So let's say it's even 5%.
Isn't the national like 4%?
Yeah, that would be 10% over a 2-year period that you would make. So if you bought a $200,000 house, it's $20,000 in equity
per year.
Per year, not to mention what you've paid. Not to mention what you've paid down.
Right.
So it's
you're still going to walk away with money at the end of the deal when you sell that place in just 2 to 3 years.